welcome back to the chess coverage of Asian Games Chess Championship, which is basically quite a very proud moment for Indian chess because the chess game is being played in the Asian Games after 13 long years. And India's standing is currently in the second place and it is trailing by 1 point and it is behind Iran. So this match was quite very important from round 7 because this victory for Team India makes them closer to the gold medal. So this game we will be analyzing today will be of Tuan from Vietnam versus Arjun Erigaisi from India. So this game was the one of the only game and the one of the crucial game which helped India to overall secure the victory in this 7th round. So the match starts with the move c4, black responds with e5, and we have entered the English opening territory. White responds with knight c3, Arjun played d6, making a room for his bishop. Pawn to g3 and then pawn to f5. So this basic structure played by both of them is the English opening with the variation of reverse Sicilian. Tran played bishop to g2, Arjun responded with bishop e7. Knight goes early in the center, putting pressure towards the bishop as well, but Arjun was fearless and developed his other knight and challenged the center which was on this d5 square. Knight takes the bishop very early in the game. Arjun responded with queen takes the knight, the pawn d4. This move played by Grandmaster Tuan strikes in the center early in the game again. Castle by Arjun, simply ignoring his opponent threats. And then Mr. Grandmaster Tuan went a little wrong in the opening and played knight f3. Why this move was a little inaccuracy? Because now Arjun can build a very early attack towards his knight by advancing the pawn to the a4 square. So the better move for the Grandmaster was to actually play e3 and then developing this knight from the e2 square basically. To which Arjun responded with the move c5, striking back in the center. Tuan tried to close the center by advancing the pawn up, but Arjun played the move pawn h6, and you can see this was a little inaccurate move because Arjun could have taken the advantage in the game by playing the move pawn to e4, immediately attacking the knight. If the knight goes sideways, it gets trapped by the move, I guess knight e8. In the next move, pawn to g5 is coming to trap the knight. And if the knight goes back something to g1 square, then the other knight can jump to the d7 square and then later can grab this very crucial central e5 square, having a complete dominance in the game. So that was a little miss opportunity by Arjun, which Arjun did by playing the move pawn to h6. GM Tuan responded with the move castle. Arjun played queen e8, a very smart move, making a room for the queen to go towards the king side. Pawn to b4, striking in the queen side now by Grandmaster Tuan. But Arjun very calmly defended it by playing pawn to b6. He's saying, if you take my pawn, I will simply take it back with this pawn. Grandmaster Tuan accepted that challenge. Arjun simply took the pawn back with his b5 pawn. The bishop goes to d2 and white's again a little bad move because it's blocking the route. It's blocking the way out for its own queen. I guess developing the bishop from the b2 square was quite more effective. Okay, bishop to d2, pawn to f4. This move was again showing as a little mistake because, as I said earlier, pawn to e4 is one of the moves which Arjun missed in this whole match initially. Pawn to f4 was played, to which Master responded with takes the pawn on f4. Now finally the crucial move e4 comes in, attacking the knight. The knight goes back. The knight goes to the d7 square. The knight now starts to revolve around because it's struggling to find a very good square to get the better activity in the game. Arjun responded with the move knight to b6, opening the way out for the bishop, also putting pressure towards the c4 pawn with his knight. To which Tuan responded with knight a3, defending that pawn. But now Arjun have already made up his mind that he is going all in for the attack. So firstly he started to bring his queen in the game. To which Tuan was still worried about his c4 pawn, I guess. Played rook c1, defending it. And now Arjun finally brought his final minor piece in the game, bishop g4, putting pressure onto the e2 square. And to defend it, Mr. Tuan played rook e1, to which Arjun played a very brilliant move, that is pawn to e3. Why this move was a brilliant move, you will get to know, because after the bishop takes a pawn, the bishop goes to h3, and now the idea is quite very clear. If the bishop takes the bishop, queen will take the bishop back, and after knight g4, the game is actually over because of the move queen h2 and then queen h1 checkmate. And now try to understand why e3 was crucial, everyone, because if Arjun have played this move directly, which you may be thinking, why did Arjun sacrifice his pawn? Why did not he went directly to the h3 square? Because now Grandmaster Tuan have a very good move incoming, that is queen to b3, and stopping the idea of knight to g4. Because now you can't play the move knight to g4, because queen will simply take away this bishop on the h3 square. So for that reason, to block the queen's path and stop the queen's movement in this particular rank, Arjun very smartly played this brilliant move, that is pawn e3. And now after the bishop takes a pawn, the queen path is completely blocked. So that was a very cunning move by Arjun, we must agree. Bishop h3, bishop escapes, attacks the queen. The knight jumps in the game. Queen to d3, the master is trying his best to involve his queen for the defensive purpose, but his both bishops are just clueless and helpless, and they both are actually stopping its own queen. Queen h4, the idea is putting pressure now towards the f2 pawn, to which the master said, okay, if not the queen, let's now try to create some counter attack by bringing the knight in. But after rook e8, the idea was pretty clear for Arjun. He wants to remove this bishop and then go for this checkmate idea on f2 and then h2, then boom, the game is over. To which master responded with queen to g6, but it was too late now. Rook e3, again a brilliant move came in. Master captured the knight, but the rook then captured the pawn on f4. Threat is rook to g4 in the next move, to which master simply moved his bishop back. The rook goes to e5. Now the threat is quite again very clear. Rook to g5, doing a double attack, and the game will be over. To which the master thought, okay, let's play the king move to the corner so that it will escape from the rook g5 threat. But now Arjun still went for this move. The queen actually went to give a check. King goes to h7, completely safeguarding the king. Rook goes to g1 square, and now Arjun played a very brilliant move again. You all can take your time and try to think what was the next move. So the move was bishop d7, attacking the queen and opening the way of the queen. The queen escapes, and now the move which Arjun played forced the other player to resign the match, that is queen h2 check, and that was a resignation by Tuan. And why is that a resignation? Because after king takes queen, rook h4 is leading to a checkmate. So with this match, with this victory, India won the match against Vietnam, and now they are just 1 point behind Iran to secure the gold medal. Let's hope for the best. Bye bye.